Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a massive topic, one of the most fundamental biological processes in existence: how all living cells actually get their power. Whether you're a human, a plant, or even a microscopic fungus, you need a constant supply of energy just to stay alive. But how exactly do our cells unlock that energy? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today as we dive into the mechanism of cellular respiration and ATP production.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering why cells need energy, why respiration is not breathing, making ATP from glucose, tackling the question of do plant cells respire, and wrapping up with our key takeaways. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Why cells need energy. Constant cellular work.
Think of a cell as this incredibly bustling, microscopic city. It never sleeps. Your body literally needs a continuous supply of energy just for basic movement, growth, and repairing tissue. It needs it for cell division, so you can heal. It powers active transport, which is just moving important stuff in and out of the cell. In animals, it's vital for maintaining body temperature, and it drives the millions of chemical reactions happening inside you at any given moment. Without a constant energy supply, cells just can't function. The whole system would shut down.
Okay, moving to Section 2, respiration is not breathing. We really need to dismantle a major misconception here.
I want you to ask yourself this directly. What exactly is respiration? I bet when you hear that word, you immediately picture yourself taking a big, deep breath of air into your lungs, right? It's so incredibly common to link the two together. But biologically speaking, are they actually the same thing?
Spoiler alert, absolutely not. They are completely different. Breathing is a purely physical process. It happens in your lungs, pulling oxygen in and pushing carbon dioxide out. Respiration, on the other hand, is a chemical process. It happens hidden deep inside your microscopic cells to release energy from glucose. Plus, think about it. Only some organisms actually breathe using lungs, but literally all living cells respire. Breathing is just the delivery system to get the oxygen inside the body, but respiration is the actual life-sustaining main event happening inside the cell itself.
Section 3, making ATP from glucose. Let's talk about how we harness that cellular power. Here's the catch. Your cells can't just directly use the energy from your food, like glucose. You can't just shove a glucose molecule into a cell's machinery and expect it to work. It'd be like trying to power your smartphone by throwing a lump of coal at it. It just doesn't work. Instead, respiration cleverly releases the energy from glucose and packages it into a special energy-carrying molecule called ATP. ATP basically acts as the ultimate ready-to-use battery for all those cell activities we talked about earlier.
So how does this actually happen? It all comes down to a remarkably clean, simple word equation. Aerobic respiration looks like this. Glucose plus oxygen react to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. That's the whole shebang. The cell breaks down glucose to release energy and then uses that very same energy to build our cellular batteries, the ATP.
Now, where exactly is all this chemical magic taking place? In both plant and animal cells, the bulk of this energy-releasing process goes down in tiny structures called mitochondria. I absolutely love this classic phrase, mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell. They are basically microscopic power plants, working around the clock to process glucose, release energy, and keep you alive.
Section 4. Do plant cells respire? Time to tackle a very common myth.
Take a second and really think about this one. We know animals respire, right? But what about plants? Do plant cells actually respire, or do they only use photosynthesis to survive? What's your guess?
The answer is an absolute, emphatic yes. Plant cells respire all the time. A really common trap is thinking that only animal cells respire. But remember our golden rule for this explainer: all living cells respire. Plants desperately need energy to grow, to make new cells, to absorb minerals from the soil, and to make proteins. There is simply no way they can do any of that without respiration.
It's all about teamwork here. Photosynthesis is basically the plant acting like a factory, manufacturing its own food, which is glucose. But just making the food isn't the same as actually using it. Respiration is the engine that unlocks the energy trapped inside that glucose so the plant can survive and thrive. They absolutely have to do both.
Section 5, key takeaways and summary. Let's run through a quick memory retention review.
Think of this as a quick digital flashcard to test your memory. Based on everything we've covered today, what is the fundamental, main purpose of respiration in cells?
The answer? To release energy from glucose, so that cells can carry out their activities. It is 100% about unlocking that usable energy.
Okay, let's level up and apply this broad concept to a real-world scenario. Explain why respiration is so crucial in animal muscle cells, especially when you're doing something like working out.
Well, muscle cells need a ton of energy to physically contract and let you move. Respiration produces the ATP, and that ATP hands over the direct, usable energy your muscles demand. When you're exercising, those cells have to kick respiration into overdrive just to keep up with the massive energy drain. So, let's lock in the core truths from today. 1. Respiration happens in both plant and animal cells. 2. It releases energy from glucose. 3. That energy is used to make ATP. And 4. ATP provides the usable energy. And hey, don't sweat the complex chemistry of ATP right now. You just need to know it's the cell's ultimate energy carrier.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a bit of a brain teaser. We just learned that mitochondria are the powerhouses where respiration happens, and that absolutely all living cells respire. But here's the thing. Microscopic bacteria are single-celled organisms, and they don't even have mitochondria. So how on earth do they manage to release energy and survive? It's a massive biological puzzle that really shows just how adaptable and incredible life is. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.